It was 1983, in the middle of one of the most dangerous periods in human history, the Cold War. The world was divided between two superpowers, the United States and the Soviet Union, both armed with enough nuclear weapons to destroy the planet several times over. And on this night, something happened that almost triggered exactly that. A system designed to prevent nuclear war suddenly reported that it had already begun. But what made this moment different was the man who received that warning. At the height of the Cold War, tension between the United States and the Soviet Union had reached an extreme level. Both superpowers were fully prepared for nuclear war at any moment, even if no one openly admitted it. Entire cities had evacuation plans. Military systems were designed not to prevent war, but to respond within minutes of its starting. In the Soviet Union, a network of early warning satellites and radar stations monitored the skies 24 hours a day. Their only purpose was to detect one thing: a nuclear missile launch from the United States. If such a launch was detected, there was no debate, no confirmation, no second opinion. The protocol was absolute: report immediately and prepare for retaliation. Because in theory, hesitation could mean losing the chance to strike back. The world was balanced on something extremely fragile: the assumption that neither side would ever make a mistake. But in 1983, that assumption was about to be tested in the worst possible way. And on one ordinary night, inside a Soviet military bunker, a system designed to prevent nuclear war suddenly believed it had already started. Deep inside a Soviet military bunker, far underground, there was only one job that mattered: to watch the skies. On September 26, 1983, the system suddenly activated. A warning appeared on the screen: missile launch detected from the United States. Then another signal appeared, and another, and another. Within seconds, the system was reporting a full-scale nuclear attack. According to protocol, there was no doubt what this meant. A nuclear war had started, and every second now mattered. The officer on duty that night was Stanislav Petrov. His role was simple but terrifying. If the system reported an attack, he had to escalate it immediately. And from there, a chain reaction could begin. That would end the world in minutes. But as he stared at the screen, something felt wrong. The system was reporting multiple missile launches, but the pattern didn't make sense. If this was a real first strike, there would likely be hundreds of missiles, not just a few. Why would the United States launch such a limited attack, knowing it would guarantee retaliation? The logic didn't fit, but the system was clear. Attack confirmed. Every protocol said the same thing: report it immediately. But Petrov hesitated. That hesitation lasted only seconds. But those seconds would decide everything. Inside the bunker, no one spoke. Every operator waited for confirmation that would never come. If Petrov reported the attack, the Soviet leadership could launch nuclear missiles within minutes, and once that happened, there would be no stopping it. The world would respond instantly, and escalation would become unstoppable. But instead of reporting, Petrov made a different choice. He decided to wait. 1 minute passed, then another. Each second felt heavier than the last. If he was wrong, millions of lives were already lost. But if he was right, nothing would happen. And then silence. There was no explosion, no impact, no second wave, nothing. It was a false alarm. Later, investigators discovered what had happened. A rare alignment of sunlight reflecting off clouds had fooled the satellite system into detecting fake missile launches, a technological illusion, a system failure at the worst possible moment in human history. If Petrov had followed protocol, the Soviet Union would likely have launched a full nuclear retaliation, and the United States would have responded instantly. Within hours, the world could have been engulfed in nuclear war. But because he chose to wait, nothing happened. No escalation, no retaliation, just silence. And unknowingly, the world continued. For years, his actions were not publicly recognized. No medals, no headlines, no celebration. But history would later reveal something extraordinary, that one man, faced with an impossible decision, chose not to trust the system, and in doing so, may have prevented the end of the world, quietly, without anyone knowing, at least for a long time.